Hello and welcome to the Recon Cast, a weekly topic-based podcast show that is recorded in one go and split up into 3 topics and posted Tuesday through Thursday, with a compilation going up on the Friday, and will be featuring myself and one if not both of my sisters, Louise and Vanessa, and within which we are going to discuss all sorts of things from games, movies, TV, popular culture, to the sort of silly stuff you might talk about with your mates, like zombies or time travel and such shenanigans. So, if that sounds like your sort of thing, then sit back and enjoy. Topic 1. What games has everyone been playing recently, and what games are we looking forward to playing later this year? So, does anybody want to start, or shall I go?
Yeah.
Right, well, what I've been playing quite a few games, quite a few like different things here and there, a lot for recording purposes, for footage and whatnot. Like I was recording some Metro last night, like earlier today, for probably this very video, so that's quite cool. It's a solid, it's just basic, it's like a first person shooter, but it's like really solid, and it's mixed with like stealth elements and stuff, so it's quite interesting. That it's not super amazing or anything, but yeah. Also Resident Evil 4, it's just amazing, that game. I go back to it and like at first I was a little bit put off at how the controls was quite primitive in some ways. I mean, it's not tank controls, but you know.
Did you play that on Steam?
Yeah. But yeah, so good. Like once you get over that, it takes maybe like about an hour or so, but once you get over that, like it's just so good. It still like beats probably any game I've played in the past couple of years.
Resident Evils, isn't it?
It's like I'd rather play that game that's God knows how old now, like well over 10 years, probably like 15 years old or something, than like pretty much any game I've been playing recently. So, you know, it speaks in volumes. Another thing is, what's it called? The Last of Us. Like, personally, I think it might also be partly to the way I've been playing it. I've been playing it in bits, and I've been interrupted with having to do, like, work stuff or, you know, things, you know, other filming other videos or whatever, you know, doing other things. So it keeps interrupting my play, so I don't really get to get invested in it. But, like, at the moment, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I think it's partly because everybody's been playing it up, saying it's, like, the best thing since sliced bread, and then my expectations are like through the roof, and then you know I get it and it's good, but I'm not like,
it's not a typical horror style game though, is it? It's more
but I wasn't expecting
really.
a horror type game, really. I was expecting something a little bit like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, but how far into it are you?
Probably not that far. I think I'm just about to leave that. Like, I'm on the run with that dude. You get to that weird town, and there's that crazy dude in it who's like all camped out, and he's put up like booby traps and shit. I'm like running through that place.
Oh yeah, Bill.
So I'm probably not that far through.
The booby traps, yeah.
So,
you're quite far. That's
yeah,
good.
like a
Enjoy
third
it,
maybe. Yeah, third.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like I was about a third through, but I think it's also because I've been playing it as sketchy. Like I haven't like been playing it say constantly throughout a week. I've been playing it like 1 week here, then the next week I've been playing it, and then do you know what I mean? There's been quite big spaces, but I'm determined to at least try and complete it because it's not a super long game, is it?
No,
so even if it doesn't blow me away, I mean it's good. I'm not enjoying it. I'm just not. I just expected a little bit more, but then that's maybe about my expectations.
Unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, the pace
I think
is a lot slower than I thought it was going to be. I mean, the story to it's solid, it's engaging, but it's slow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
it's amazing. Oh god, towards the end, the story proper like gets one more interesting and stuff. But some of the views you see in it is amazing. Like I think you probably know which bit I'm on a bit, like right at the end when everything calms down. Oh no! It's before that bit actually.
I really like it how it looks graphically when it's going to either sunset or sunrise. I think it looks especially pretty in them times or whatever, you know, those time periods.
The story definitely takes a different change like towards the end.
But
you'll enjoy it. It's wicked.
So well, yeah, it's all right, but like I'm not blown away. Like I was saying, like even like I'd probably rather play Resident Evil 4 at the moment, but I'm determined to beat it because I want to beat it before I get onto Final Fantasy 9 because I just bought that on Steam the other week. So, excuse me, I'm a bit burpy because drinking a beer. It's not very polite. Yeah, so I want to beat that before Final Fantasy 9 so I can get at least a good way into Final Fantasy 9 before No Man's Sky comes out, which I think comes out in June, I think. So, yeah. But yeah, let's talk about what we're playing first before what we want to play later and stuff. So, anyone else who wants to? V, what have you been playing? You been playing Batman?
I'm playing Batman. I've finally moved on from
Arkham Knight. You should specify.
Yeah, sorry, Batman Arkham Knight. I've been playing. I'm not majorly through it, but yeah, I love it. I love the other games anyway. The other Batmans on like the PlayStation 3. I thought they were wicked. But yeah, so far so good. I'm quite impressed.
It's my first. It was my first Batman. Like, I mean, for me, the takeaways were the combat. It's a little bit generic. It's not super amazing, but everything else filled in the gaps for me and made it a solid, like, really
my
good
issue
game,
with it at the moment is like, I mean, we had this debate about it before anyway, didn't we? About using the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the Batmobile came out, and as soon as like the I can't remember what they call it, the bat plane or whatever. When I saw them, I was like, Batwing, yeah, like I proper had like a fangirl moment.
Yeah.
Like, I was so excited and I was so like thrilled over it, and like having like a little excited moment and stuff. And I do love using the car, and like I think it's wicked, but like already you're using it quite a lot.
Oh, yeah, it does. Right, the combat, I quite enjoyed the combat. It's definitely it's like a more like strategic sort of element to it. Later on, there's a few missions where it's just like, oh, I'm just done with it. But you power through them, and it's the payoff's worth it. I really liked the blazing around the map stuff. They just drive.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
No, yeah, that was cool. But I think it's because I played the original ones. Because I played the ones before, there's no Batmobile. So you're doing all the challenges and, you know, trying to figure out the secret ways yourself, like, as Batman. But this time, you kind of, obviously, mainly in the car. So I think if I hadn't have played the other ones, I'd be like, wouldn't know any different. But I think because, obviously, I have, could potentially be a bit of a issue for me.
Again,
I'll still play it. It's still a wicked game.
Yeah. But again, it's an expectation thing. It's like you expect something from it, and then when it doesn't reach, things often don't reach your expectations because you always think in your head, play it over in your head that something's going to be like so much better. But I think personally, like I've not played I've played a little bit of Arkham City, but like only maybe like 4 hours in, so not like a lot. But yeah, like I was saying, it was my first Batman game. So maybe I saw it through a slightly different lens because, you know, everything was new to me to a degree. So, but yeah, I don't think it holds it back too much. I think it's just it becomes a hindrance in a couple of places. And if you're trying to platinum it, there's some bits that are a right pain in the ass. But I don't think that's going to be a goal for you, is it? So
it's just the bits that like What do you mean it's not going to be a goal for me?
Well, I don't know. Are you going to try and platinum it? You have to get every single Riddler trophy.
No,
every one.
I'm so shit at the Riddler one.
There's like 260 or something. So
yeah, it was the same in the other one. Like the same. No.
Even to get the proper ending, like you have to do like I've got like 5 trophies or something. I sort of left it at the not an opportune moment, but I definitely want to get back to that. Maybe even platinum it. So. You know.
No, it would be cool, but I mean, I haven't obviously came across too many Riddler trophies at the moment. But if it's anything like the other ones, then yeah, we're gonna have an issue about me platinum it. But no, like I mean, yeah, like I said, it's an awesome game, and like it is like visually wicked and stuff. It's just I
think it looks really pretty.
It's the stuff like having to go like all on like the roofs and stuff, and like and that kind of stuff. It's like. I don't know.
What do you mean defeat the
just made
strongholds?
Like taking the car onto the like roofs. Like, why do
I don't like when you're
Batman
driving on the roofs.
Like, it's putting it in unnecessary places for me. So
that's more early. You don't have that happen so much later on. I mean, you get a lot of weird underground stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but yeah, there's not so much like driving on rooftops and shit. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll give it a go. Well, like I said, I am still enjoying
The
it.
story, the payoff in the story is worth it. I mean, if you're an avid comic book fan, it's probably nothing new to you. But for me personally, who's like a more casual Batman fan,
Yeah.
yeah, like all that stuff wasn't. Some of it was, but most of it was new to me. So I think the payoff in the story is quite interesting. Even though about 3/4 of the story is predictable what's going to happen, but it's still the payoff's worth it, nevertheless. So
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a game
So,
worth playing still.
that's
No point missing out, but yeah,
super cute
I'm
game.
looking forward to smashing it.
You played What's It before that, weren't you? What's it called? Yeah. So Until Dawn, that's the game you were playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the game that I was playing before. So I mean, I've played the Resident Evil Revelation 2 trailer, demo, sorry, and that, I mean, it was wicked.
I remember.
Yeah, Luce screen played with me. Like, going from Until Dawn to go into that was like a smash in the face. Like, I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. Like, oh my god, it was so hard because there was
Until
no.
Dawn is tense, but like, it's not got any true action in it.
No,
You're not
there's no.
having to
It's just quick
move
time.
the characters, really.
Yeah. So having to like use a gun and then like fight off people and make sure that someone else is okay, and then turning around to find out where the rest of them are going and running away, and they're coming from everywhere. I was literally just a mess, just panicking and shooting everywhere and wasting all my bullets and stuff. So yeah, yeah. I mean, like, as good as Until Dawn was, it's definitely yeah, it definitely put me back on my skills. But yeah, so no, that was really good. But Until Dawn was wicked. I don't think I've ever been so jumpy of a game, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like we were discussing earlier. I'll have to do like a full playthrough of that coming soon. So probably do that because it's not a super long game. So
no, it's real quick. It's wicked.
Probably going to start doing some full playthroughs. So yeah, I've never played that. Both of you two have, but still.
Yeah,
so
it's really good.
Something.
It's a bit slow in parts because obviously like the type of game that it is and stuff, and obviously
it's kind of like it's kind of cinematic as well, isn't it? So,
really cinematic, which is wicked. I mean, I was playing it with a friend. Well, I was watching him play it, and I was so engrossed in it, and it was even scarier for me because obviously it feels like I'm watching a movie. I'd got a fresh drink in my hand, a scary bit came up, fucking threw this drink absolutely everywhere, just covered both of us, like screaming like a goddamn banshee. So yeah, it's
I bet your friend loved you, didn't they?
No, he was quite pissed off.
Pouring drink all over him.
I think you'd be quite hard into it after playing it through twice.
It just shocked me. Like, it's because he was obviously doing like different reactions to me and different choices and stuff. So he'd get down a part that I'd never gone through, and it like be all new to me again. So I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. So
yeah, I found that funny when we were listening to you in party chat and you were getting scared at the same jump scares you'd already seen before.
No, that's not fair.
That was amusing.
That was right at the start. That's not fair.
It might not be fair, but it's factually true, is it not?
Well, technically, but no.
I rest my case, people of the jury.
It wasn't a scary bit. That's why it didn't scare me. I know all the bits. I know the story. I know the scary bits. But it was just a stupid bit where like an animal jumped out, and I underestimated it. And, shut up.
You underestimated the crack fox.
Whatever.
All right, Lou. What games have you been playing?
Quite a few. I've been dabbling a lot lately. I've not found one for a little while that I've really got my teeth into.
Yeah, I've been kind of dabbling as well.
What have I been playing? I've been playing a little bit of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
I'm not.
How have you been
loving
finding
it.
that?
I've postponed it. I'm going to come back to it and have another try at some point.
I think you've found it a little bit overwhelming, didn't you?
A little bit. It's not the movements itself. It's not the story that I don't understand or anything. But when you come to like bigger settlements and stuff, it's a little overwhelming. It's hard to find your point of attack and where to go in. Everyone I seem to go for, someone else is always looking, so more work is needed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it's one that you should probably give a chance to. I think it's supposed to be really good. Like, I've not played it myself or whatever, but it's one definitely want to get around to it at some point, but I know it's just going to be such a time dump. It's going to be like you're looking at like probably like an 80-hour game or something ridiculous, and I just
I love something
I don't have the time for it at the moment.
But
yeah,
I've postponed it. It's like dinners, isn't it? Sometimes you want a fillet steak.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want beans on toast. So
Yeah,
coming to that, I bought the Uncharted collection. I got it for a steal.
Oh yeah.
3 games in 1, which is quite good.
Yeah, it's quite a good deal. Have you been finding that?
It's fun. I completed the first one.
Yeah.
Start at the beginning and everything, although they probably get better as you go along.
Yeah, I think 2's
just fun.
Widely known as the best one. So.
Yeah, it's just good fun. It's not particularly difficult or anything. It's got a little bit of a Tomb Raider feel to it.
Yeah. It's like the way I had it described to me is it out Tomb Raider's Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So, like at the time Tomb Raider was really shit, and then this came out and just embarrassed Tomb Raider. And then the irony is when the Tomb Raider got a reboot, it clearly took a lot of things from Uncharted, which it inspired. So it's like a weird
the
John Malkovich thing, isn't it?
The Tomb Raider
the film
prequel, the newer one.
It's like
fun. It is just, it's nothing special, but it's really simple to pick up, and it's good. I've enjoyed it. I should crack on with them as I go. But yeah, I just completed the first one so far.
That's pretty cute. Should we move on to thoughts of games coming then later this year, so that we're interested in? I've got a little list here, so I'll go first if people want, and if there's any overlap, we can talk about that later. Dreams is my first one. This is probably quite an abstract thing for a lot of people to get their head around, but for me, I'm super interested in the ability to create really cool things with it, like content and stuff. Like I'm interested in using it to create things, and I could do all sorts of things like intros, or I could do entire fictional episodes based around a game, because it looks really intuitive to be able to create your own characters, and you can even create your own games and all sorts of things. So that for me is quite an abstract one. I don't know how it's going to sell with the wider market, because they really haven't really shown where the game part of it is, apart from like a creation tool. But but for me personally, it's quite interesting. Then after that, The Last Guardian, made by the same people that made Shadow of Colossus and Ico. This game's been in the works since like 2000. Yeah, since like 2007 or something stupid. So, but yeah, finally it's supposed to come out this year. If it doesn't, they're going to be in massive trouble with anyone that's interested. So, then we've got. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying.
No, it's all right.
I've seen just the classic demo for that game. I loved Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I completed them.
Yeah, and I've only dabbled with them. I never really played them.
They were brilliant.
So. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus particularly. It was awe-inspiring for like a PS2 generation to be climbing up these giant beasts. But I think when you figure out the story and stuff, these giant fucking dudes are just roaming about minding their own business. This little fucker just comes around and starts killing them all, like all these potentially sentient life forms for this one girl or whatever.
That's kind of the point, though. You realise, as you go along, that you're being manipulated.
Yeah, you're not actually the good. You're in this grey area. You're not really the good guy. You're killing potentially innocent life. So that's interesting. But yeah, that game looks super cool, super interesting. See how that's going to go. I mean, like I said, great pedigree there. So that should be interesting. Then Final Fantasy 15, which I think you're quite interested in as well, Lou. Like the only thing that doesn't really.
Now. Somebody's got
you know? Oh yeah, did you play the demo?
Played the demo literally within 2 minutes. I was just in love with the whole of it. It was wicked. I loved it.
The problem for me is the combat. I wish it was turn-based, but I just know that's just not going to be a thing. And the combat's kind of Kingdom Hearts-esque. I don't think it works properly. It doesn't feel as good as Kingdom Hearts, so they need to work on that if they're going to keep on with this battle system as it is.
They need to otherwise to make it.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the combat will be. I'll put up with the combat because I think everything else is going to be special. But
I do miss taking my time and strategizing. I really do.
I really like that. I really like thinking, oh, you know, finding as you're battling, or you throw out scan and you figure out, oh, this dude's, you know, he's got specific magic attacks, and then you whack silence on him and things like that.
They'll
Or
be the same form of
yeah, or specific tactics. Maybe one dude's really difficult to kill, but maybe he's got like a weakness to doom or something. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, it's really nice figuring out those little tricks, isn't it?
Maybe they could make that interesting by building it into the story as you go towards bosses and stuff, that you could find out hints to help.
I don't know how they're going to implement that, specifically status elements with this Kingdom Hearts-esque thing. I think that's going to be tricky, but
they're bringing a new Kingdom Hearts out, aren't they? I've heard.
Yeah, that won't be till 2017 though.
Oh, is it not?
It's not coming out this year. That's almost for certain. That so.
But yeah,
we'll know a lot more about Gamescom E3, which is only about a month away. So.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm interested.
No, sorry.
No, I was just rambling.
Yeah,
go for it.
Yeah, it's cool. Horizon Zero Dawn, which is that cool like open world Far Cry meets, I don't know, fucking Transformer robots. You know, it's the one with the weird giant dinosaurs, like robot dinosaur things, but it looks really cool. So
yeah, it does. I quite fancy that one.
So that looks quite interesting. There's rumours that it might be being delayed till 2017, but it's just rumours at this point, so we don't know. But,
sometimes it's worth it to have a better game, isn't it?
Oh yeah, if it's just not there, then just fucking wait. You don't want a Fallout New Vegas scenario where the game itself's brilliant, but like for me personally, it turned me off playing it because of your horror stories of how much of a fucking train wreck it was at launch. So
I learned how to play that. I played almost the whole game without VATS.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. That's crazy.
Every time I pressed the VATS button, it would crash my PlayStation.
Yeah, that's just nonsense. That's not a game you should launch. I mean, you could get away with that on Fallout 4 because the shooting mechanics are much tighter.
It was patched, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Once it's patched, it's rated as, some people say it's better than Fallout 3, but it put me off, that whole fucking mess. So I would much rather just wait until it's ready. So, but yeah, and then finally, what should be coming out about next month, which I'm quite interested in, is No Man's Sky. There's great potential for this game, but also it's a little bit of a worry because it's hard to know what the game loop is, and you know, how much is it going to grab you? Because the vague thing is you've got to go towards the center of the galaxy, and then you're building up all your things like your engine and your spacesuit and spacesuit, and then your fucking guns, and it can also mine and all that sort of stuff. But it's hard to know where the long form game thing is that's going to grab you for like, you know, 40 hours or 80 hours or whatever, you know. So
I know what you mean, and I know how everywhere's supposed to be very different, isn't it? Every planet. But from what
it's
I've
all
seen,
procedurally generated, so yeah.
I don't know that there's going to be that much there to hold you.
I don't know. No one knows really. That's the thing.
I don't
Could
know
be amazing.
How everything being new every time you go to a planet, I don't know how new that's going to stay.
Yeah.
Well, time will tell. I'm going to hold out a little on that one, although I've looked at it.
I'm super hyped, so I'm figured, fuck it. It's probably one of the most things I'm hyped for.
I'll let you spend the money and decide.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try and I'm trying to sort of dampen my expectations and not get too crazy on the hype train. But it's easier said than done. That, but yeah, I'm gonna get it. I think that's one of my big ones that I'm definitely gonna get. I'll probably also definitely get Final Fantasy 15 and maybe Horizon Zero Dawn. So, I mean, I'd like to get Last Guardian, but that's one I think I can sit and wait on. And Dreams might not come out this year, so it might be a 2017 thing. So, yeah, we'll see on that. So, yeah, is there anything else, any games you guys are interested in that I've missed or whatever? So, I mean, there's loads of games I've missed, but
I've paid attention to.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I haven't got loads that I'm looking forward to as a moment. But apart from Final Fantasy, I'm still like trying to catch up on loads that I've missed. But and I've never played it before. But I saw the trailer for the new Homefront. And it actually, and it's, you know, not normally my thing or whatever, but it's actually quite caught my eye and everything. So yeah, I've definitely.
I think that game's got potential, but it's been in development hell. So I would expect a game that has moments of brilliance, but also is potentially flawed in certain circumstances. I think the story world to it's quite, like the lore behind it's quite engaging from what I've seen, like quite interesting, you know, being in you know, like what's it called, you know, a society that's dominated, what's the term for that, I can't think of it, occupation. You're in America or whatever, and it's occupied by I think like North Korea or China or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's quite an interesting take on things. So that would be, at least the story should be cool, and I'd imagine the shooting mechanics should be solid. So
yeah, I think it'll be one where like I won't rush to get it at launch. I'll let everyone else play it first. Reviews.
Yeah, check reviews and stuff. You know, like I don't always do that, but you know, I often know what I'm getting myself into. So
yeah. I also saw that they're bringing out a Batman Telltale series as well.
Oh yeah, that might be out already. I'm not sure.
I was looking earlier, and it said it's definitely releasing this year, but they haven't got a date for it as of yet.
Yeah.
So that made me quite interesting. I don't know what kind of what way they're going to take it, to be honest. Like whether it'll be.
What I would certainly say with those is it's mega frustration to play it chapter by chapter. It's worth waiting until at least the vast part of an episode is out.
A series or whatever, yeah.
It's annoying. I got Game of Thrones and I was waiting for the final chapter. All 5 were out, but the 6th. And it took ages. It kept getting delayed. By the time I played it, I couldn't even remember what happened. I just played it to finish it.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said for giving it a little time.
Well, hopefully they don't keep them.
Otherwise, you're looking at each chapter is maybe a couple of hours long.
But that's just one night, though, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose it depends how you want to play it.
I mean, again, it's not something that I'd be rushing to go and snatch up, but I think they're more games that I'm interested in looking into. Or also, Resident Evil 4 Remastered, talking about earlier.
Yeah, I don't really, like, you see, the problem with that is I bought it on Steam probably like 2 months before that got announced as a thing, so I'm probably just going to play it through on Steam like that. I don't have to wait either. And it's slightly up-resed on Steam. So.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of
every part of it.
Yeah, but trust me, you get about 2 hours in, and you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this game's fucking awesome. I remember why I love this," and then you're sort of in, you know.
But I just feel I know it a bit too well. When it's cheap, I might pick it up.
I thought that as well, but I've played that game like 6 times, 7 times maybe, and I'm playing it again. And I'm like, probably gonna beat it again because it's fucking awesome.
I just hope they make Ashley less annoying.
They won't.
Fucking hate Ashley.
The cool thing is, when you complete it and whack her in that suit of armour, she's golden then, because the dudes can't pick her up. She's too heavy.
But then she's really slight. It does make me laugh when Leon tries to catch her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think I've still got it on PlayStation 2, to be honest. But
yeah, I think I have somewhere.
There was some confrontation on whose pads who, weren't there, Nathan?
Yeah, you fucking stole all my good pads and gave me all this shit.
I didn't steal anything from you because I have no fucking pads. You just all being like greedy, like power hungry.
Again, we'll let the people of the jury decide that. So at your inquest.
Yeah.
So. Topic 2. Just last week, the Nintendo NX got a release date of March 2017, so I figured this is a perfect opportunity to talk about the rumours surrounding what the Nintendo NX could be, as well as what we hope it to be, and what we'd like to see from it. So, if people don't know, the rumours are that it's going to be, like, there's a cajillion rumours, but the basic rumours are that it's going to be a console, but it's also going to have, like, a handheld element, similar to having like a console and a 3DS, but the 3DS thing will actually be like a full controller as well, so it'll be like having a full controller with the 3DS built into it, and it will be capable of streaming the console to the handheld element, as well as it having its own standalone games similar to like a 3DS. There was also rumours that it will be sold separately, and that it will be bundled, and that the NX will be backwards compatible to a certain degree. Probably not with all the systems because the architecture is different, but I'm pretty sure it's using the ARM architecture, which is the same as the Wii U. So that might be backwards compatible. I think that'd be a really good way to make amends to the Wii U audience, who's pretty much got stiffed to quite a large degree. And it's going to have some sort of integrated touchscreen. Also, Zelda is being pushed back for release with this NX, and will have a simultaneous release on Wii U, which again, I think is a smart idea not to piss off your fan base, who are the only ones who are going to be early adopters. So definitely, give some kudos to those fucking Wii U adopters, because they're going to be pissed otherwise. So yeah, anyway, what's people's thoughts? Do they like this idea? Things they do like, things they don't like? What sounds cool? What sounds shit?
Sounds alright. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm kind of. I mean, as much as I love like the Nintendo games and stuff, and like the classics and all that, like I'm kind of. I hate to say it, I don't know if it might piss a few people off, but I'm kind of over it. Like unless this is absolutely amazing, then yeah, I'm not fazed because they've done so shit already.
All about the gimmick.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure that's fully true. It's definitely kiddie.
I don't know.
I think they've just tried so hard in the past with like the Wii U and all that. Like, I think they've tried so hard that it's just kind of flopped massively. So now my expectations, of course, are just the same. Hopefully they don't, and hopefully they do kind of bring out something new and fresh.
I mean, they make great games, but it's like you're saying, the past 2 generations they've relied on these gimmicks that one paid off amazingly and one just tanked.
It's more just like I'll believe it when I see it.
Great games thing either. They have a few absolute
Mario Kart. I mean, I'm not particularly into Smash, but people have Smash. Mario Galaxy. There's some big hitters. Zelda.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not.
The games are dross, in my opinion.
They're not serious games. Do you know what I mean? They're not.
No, they
Zelda
are.
will be great, and the Marios will be great, but they don't have
unfair.
expansive titles.
They are serious games, but they're not core games. I think that's the difference. It depends what you sort of want for it. Like Zelda's probably their biggest core first-party game, and
I know loads of people who've just got a Wii U for that and stuff.
I think that goes toe to toe with like anything out there from almost all third parties. But I get what you're saying for the other ones. They're definitely they feel like a more casual experience, even if they're not per se technically a casual experience, excluding like I'm saying the Zeldas and the Metroids and whatnot.
I mean, like I said, I like the classics. I love Mario. I love all that kind of stuff. Like, but I just hope it's cheap because I ain't gonna want to spend hundreds of pounds on
that's
a console that's just gonna play fun games and. I know you said they're serious, but I ain't gonna want to pay like 200, 300, 400 quid for a fucking Mario.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They've got to get the third parties on board, right? They can survive, and they can survive to a certain degree, fine, with just using their first parties. But that didn't pay off well for the Wii U. Even if the NX is amazing, they need third parties to get people like us into the fold who aren't Nintendo fanboys. That's the only way they're going to ingratiate a new audience. So
they're going to have to properly pull things out because they have done so shocking in the past. There's going to be a lot of people with like us that are already going So they're going to have to.
I'm interested, but
something that could possibly help it along, I think, is if they made a great Pokemon title.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do.
Something along the lines of Pokemon Coliseum, but for the new generation.
If they imagine if they've got that, if they've got that at launch, because I think they're queuing up the titles for launch because the Wii U's been quiet the past couple of years. Really, I mean, it's had some decent games, but if they launch with a Mario Galaxy or whatever, a Zelda, and a Pokemon, do you know what I mean? That's a strong
that'd be enough. I think that might be key.
Yeah, we've said it before. The PlayStation. It arguably doesn't have a first-party title aside from like maybe Bloodborne or something worth, going crazy about. Worth buying a console. If you're not,
Can you tell me what other games there are apart from the 3 that you've just listed?
What do you mean? Like what games they do?
What good games? What good games would make it worth buying? Because literally, you've just said them 3 games, and I've gone.
Metroid, Smash. I'm not really into Smash, but some people love it. I don't know.
I don't know. I really can't think of many, but all the titles are kind of cutesy. You've got like Harvest Moon, that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like there are some. There's the Metroids and the Mario Karts, and there are Splatoon's a good new title. I don't know if that's first party or second party, but
I've seen it, and it's all for the kids.
I haven't really played it, but I think it's had rave reviews, and I think it'd be fun. I think I'd probably quite enjoy it. So it'd probably be like a refreshing break from
that. Where Nintendo falls down is that PlayStation and Xbox have all embraced that the older audience is the one you want to grab.
Yeah, the core.
They've got money.
Core gamer. Yeah.
And it's nice for the kids, but
£100 nice, not £300 nice.
They do buy fucking Nintendo stuff and the NX and stuff. It's just your core games aren't there, so people who want a more like hardcore experience or whatever, you're not gonna find like a first party Last of Us. You might get a third party game like that, and that's what I'm saying. You need to have third party support to have a core audience. To have a core games to get that core audience in. Sure, you can survive to a certain degree on the Nintendo faithful, and you can get in new kids and all sorts of stuff. But it doesn't matter how many like whistles and bells the NX has got. If they don't get third party games, they probably can make it so they're profitable, because first party games are worth well more than third party games. But they're not going to be on the same level as PlayStation and Xbox. They're just going to have to decide we're separate from them. We're not competing with them. We're our own people. They're just a thing.
Definitely.
Nintendo's a separate thing. That's what they have to decide if they don't get third-party support.
But again, they're going to have to be keeping an eye on the price.
In their handheld consoles.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the others can't compete with that, and that is where they excel.
That's because people don't want that super core experience from a handheld. Otherwise, the Vita would have blown the 3DS out of the war, which it didn't, because people don't want a super core, hardcore sort of thing in the handheld. They want games that are long and that have that core thing, but that's where Nintendo's strengths are. They walk that tightrope between casual and core, and that audience is perfect for handheld. So, I could see them easily still owning the handheld market for years to come, but consoles, they need third-party support. And that's the thing. The 3DS, think about it, the 3DS has shit tons of third-party support. And
I love it still, but I haven't bought any other consoles from Nintendo for a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't think I will. I think
the last thing was probably the GameCube. Well,
it's excellent to have a game at home and be able to take it out with you wherever you go. I love that. I love the idea of that. However, it depends how they style it as well. The 3DS folds into a little thin flat rectangle. Put it in your pocket. Put it in your bag. What is the shape of this going to be? Because I hate to say it, but I think that makes a big difference.
Massive difference.
But here's the thing though. Handheld's got a lot of competition now. When the 3DS came out, phone games weren't really a thing. Now, everybody plays phone games. Like so many people. Like we probably don't. I don't that much.
I do.
Like, but
they're not great.
We're in the minority.
I mean, the exception of some old titles coming out on phones, I don't think they've got a lot of depth. I think
they're time passes
to them.
Nintendo are reaching out into that market because they've made this like massive deal with DNA, who's a really well-known mobile publisher, and they're collaborating, making games together. So, like I'm saying, that they again can maybe bring mobile gaming up to a certain degree and walk that tightrope again between casual and.
This is where they're going to struggle. This is where they're going to struggle, because I bet you 95% of the population that have got phones and they play on their games on their phones. If Nintendo are honestly serious about bringing out a decent game, then I think they're going to flop because of the battery life. phones these days, the battery will be absolutely drained. Like I got this, yeah, massively. I got my phone now probably only about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and I was like, oh my god, the battery's amazing, it's fantastic, and it's like, yeah, it's better than my last one, but it's still shit.
How long can you? Have you got the same phone as me?
One up.
What have you got?
I've got the X5. Is it Sony Ericsson X5? Z5, whatever.
Yeah, I've got the Z3. It's like how long can you game for? Because if I've got a like intensive game on, I can maybe get 2 hours or something, or maybe 2-3 tops, and the battery's fucking dead.
Okay, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I don't really spend 2-3 hours on phone games, if I'm honest.
Well, I don't either, really. But I've extrapolated from I had to probably spent maybe like 45 minutes or something, and then I extrapolated from that with the battery I had that I'm only gonna get maybe like 2-3 hours before I'm into that like 5% or whatever, and I'm like, well,
I'd probably say a bit more. I'd say a bit more than that.
I think they probably know what they're doing a lot with that. The 3DS, you get a good 5-6 hours out of it before the battery needs charging.
What you've got to remember as well with phones though, that like DS, that's pure gaming, whereas your phone, you've got your Wi-Fi that drains it, you've got like your location, Facebook.
We're talking about the thing that comes with the console itself.
Yeah, that is a point. But then V was saying the shape. If it is more like a controller, which it needs to be for a console, for the console part, that was always a problem with the Wii U. Is this shitty tablet thing, which wasn't even a very good tablet. That nobody liked that control. No. Not even the hardcore Nintendo fan really liked that control. So you know.
But if it's controller shaped, I don't want to put it in my bag.
Yeah, again, that's another point. But
and on the flip side,
maybe they've decided that they don't want to go into that 3DS space anymore because they think it's a declining space. Maybe their idea is let's hit parallel to that space and go one side with the mobile, hit hardcore on that, which they're definitely doing, and then go the other side with this more core experience, you know, more almost like a Vita-esque experience, but then works as both a gamepad for your console. So even if, you know, the handheld part of it's struggling, you're always going to use it as, you know, your fucking gamepad. So maybe that's what they're thinking there.
I guess I see trouble ahead for them as always.
I don't know this. If I don't necessarily, I'm not. Some people are like saying it's like a Doombringer. I think it's hit or miss. This is either going to be a like skyrocket to be competing on equal par with both Xbox and PlayStation, or they're going to be fucking just in the toilet again, and they're going to decide 3 years from now that they're not in the hardware market and they're just going to make games for other
I reckon
platforms.
This is going to be if they fuck this up, this will be the last run from. Because I heard like a year or two ago.
No, they've got billions in the bank. They've got
no, of course. I mean,
billions.
But like with like the whole console thing and stuff, definitely. I mean, like because I heard like a couple of years ago that Nintendo were in like some real big trouble with everything. You know, obviously they're making.
It's just that the Wii U's doing terrible. It's financially, I think they've been profitable for a long time. It's only recently that they've had profit issues, but that's because people are talking about the NX. So no one's going to buy a Wii U because they're going to be like, well, I'm just going to wait, you know, a year or 9 months for the NX. So that's why recently they've not been profitable, but they've always been made money, and they made bank on the Wii. They made fucking bank on it. So that set them for like a good while. But I would expect that if hardware keeps failing for them, they're going to be like, it's just not worth it. Let's make third-party games for everyone else, because then we can. Whereas we sold like maybe 3 or 4 million copies of our game, you know, on our small 10 million user base. Suddenly, if we have like a 60 million user base or whatever, or like an 80 million user base, including Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, suddenly then, you know, even if they're making less because it's a third-party game, the sheer volume of it is going to make it so it's way more profitable. And from a business standpoint, if this doesn't work for them, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, we're done with hardware. You know, they might go for another handheld, but consoles, if this doesn't work, I think they're out of the game for the foreseeable future.
I don't think that'd be a bad thing. I don't think that would be a bad thing
No.
for them.
I don't think it would either, because you'd have all these great games on your PlayStation or whatever.
What they do really well.
Yeah, so why not concentrate on that? Make another amazing handheld, or like, you know, focus on like what you're good at, not what you're trying to beat everyone else at the end of it. I mean, like I said, just see how it goes, because I'm not holding out hope. Like, if it's wicked, awesome. But I'll believe it when I see it.
It's like I'm saying though, I think they're worried to just bring out like a new 3DS, because the mobile market is encroaching on that territory to a massive degree, and that might be a losing battle, because everybody has a phone and so many of the games are free. That market is a race to the bottom. Granted, so many of those games in my opinion is shit, but like I said, I'm in the minority. All the kids these days, they don't know that their first gaming experience will be mobile, because their parents will give them a mobile at a young age.
No.
They won't need to ask for a console. It makes me sad as a core gamer, but I don't think consoles or anything like that's going to go away. And there's always Steam. Steam's a very different animal to that. That core experience, I'm certain, is always going to be there, even if it's just for a niche market. But yeah, mobile is encroaching to a massive degree on all fronts, particularly handheld though.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to sit playing ages on my phone. I'd like a handheld, because like a phone holds completely different. I mean, that's a massive thing with me with like the handhelds and with like the controllers, like switching in between like Xbox and PlayStation, or like, you know, it's a big thing for me to have something that's comfortable in my hands, that you know, feels right and stuff. You know, I couldn't play a serious game on my phone. Like,
touchscreen rarely works. It's like, I was curious. I was thinking, because Final Fantasy 9 came out like maybe a couple of months before it came out on Steam on mobile, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get it. But then like I'm realised, hey, your battery life's fucking shit for games. You're probably gonna get, like I'm saying, 2 or 3 hours, and then it's this touchscreen thing, and I don't want to play like a long form game on a touchscreen. It's fine for a time waster or something that's, you know, like casual.
Pick up and play,
yeah. I like pushing
play
buttons.
Something hardcore on that. You
know? No, I mean, for a start, like misfires all the time. Like the slightest little touch on your touchscreen with like a stray finger or whatever, and it fucks everything up. But also, yeah, like if it's a fighting game, I like smashing into the buttons a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like that. I don't know, maybe it's just the aggressive side of me, but but yeah, I like that, you know, rather than just playing on a proxy fucking.
It just feels right. Whereas, I mean, granted, we've trained our mind to that to a degree, but the thing with a gamepad is it was designed for games. A mobile phone wasn't really designed for games. It was more of an afterthought. You know, you could say the same about that with keyboard and mouse, but I think that's just lucky coincidence that works really well with games for that audience, you know. But yeah, you know, like the mobile aspect of it, you know, it is a territory that encroaches. I think it kind of worried them a little bit. That's why they're trying to do something. But, you know, they do like to innovate, and sometimes it pays off big, like Wii, even though for me that was just like, it was a cool novelty for you know, the first, you know, 3 months or whatever, and then you got bored of it. But I respect their efforts to always try and innovate, but you know, I just hope that it pays off this time. It would be sad to see Nintendo completely disappear, but in the same degree, I wouldn't mind if they were just like publishing now, if they were just a software developer. You know, I mean, it might like undermine their prestige to some sort of degree, but they're still going to make those fucking amazing games. Or, you know, even if they're not like the super core experience that everybody wants, there's always going to be an audience that wants that. The Wii U is proof of that.
Definitely.
Even a system that's not great, there are people that want that. That are willing to put up with that.
They've come so far though. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of it is, you know, especially like the, you know, yours and mine generation and above and stuff. It's like the dedication to such a awesome console. What I mean, you know, what did we used to play on apart from a Sega, or what did you guys used to play on? It's always been, you know.
Well, because in Europe, Sega's much more of a bigger thing in Europe than it is in like America or somewhere like that. It depends on the territory whether Sega was the big deal on Nintendo. So we were probably Sega kids up to the Saturn, and then we saw how the Saturn was terrible, and we went, oh, that PlayStation's around the corner, and then we hopped onto PlayStation. That tends to be a lot of what happened in the UK, and probably like similar territories, like probably Australia had a similar sort of thing and whatnot. But it's like, so we followed that lineage, but Nintendo's always been there. We've had like GameCubes and the SNES, and
they're always like awesome fun for like we used to spend like Sundays like messing about and stuff, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? Like all getting together and like playing like Mario Party and
a bit of a group element to it.
Yeah. It's like
Mario Party and all that kind of stuff.
That's a fucking great game. They do make great games, but they like I'm saying, they walk that tightrope between casual and core. So.
Yeah.
But I hope that it is successful. I hope that I think it would be good. Some of the rumors is there's going to be no optical drive. I think that could be progressive, and they could still sell hard copies like via USB in stores and stuff. So, I hope it is. I also kind of hope this handheld thing kind of excites me in a weird way. But then again, I don't necessarily have a dog in that hunt, because if the reviews are that it's shit, it's not going to hit me that it's not going to bother me. Do you know what I'm saying? I've still got games where I want them to be, so it's not going to bother me to a degree. But I kind of intrigued by the handheld. I think it would be kind of cool. It's something personally that intrigues me.
Definitely intrigued. I mean, just because I'm not like all on board, it doesn't mean that I'm not interested. I'm intrigued to see where they go with it, and I'm intrigued to see how they follow through with everything that's been said about it, because obviously saying one thing, building up hype, and then the actual finished element is completely different. But I hope they do good. And it'd be wicked to have a decent console like that again, that you can have a laugh on and stuff.
I think competition at the end of the day, even if you decide you don't want a Nintendo, competition's good because it holds everybody else, all the other platforms. It holds them to a certain standard, that they know that if they fuck about and just dictate what's going to happen, like what Xbox tried to do at launch, then there's going to be pushback, and they're going to lose people to their competitors. So it's always good to have competition. I don't like monopolies because they take advantage quite often. So, but yeah. So personally, I hope the NX is successful, at least to some degree. So
we wish them well.
Topic 3. If everyone in the world disappeared and as far as you knew, you were the last person on Earth, similar to films like The Omega Man or I Am Legend, what would you do, and more importantly, what sort of hijinks would you get up to before you search the world for someone else? So, so it's similar to that sort of principle. Perhaps think I Am Legend, but minus the zombies.
Vampires, actually.
Because that takes the whole element out of... Vampires, did you just say? They're not fucking vampires.
They ain't zombies.
They're more like vampires.
Boom.
Whatever you want to call them, infected. Whatever. They're not. It's an infected film, not a zombie film. Like 28 Days Later or something. Anywho, what did you find so funny then? I don't get it.
Carry on. It's fine. You'll hear it on the recording when you play back. It's all right.
All right. You say so. Yeah, so think that sort of thing, but without the infected.
The threat of death.
Yeah, so you can roam the world and do frivolous activities, because obviously in a world where there's fucking zombies or vampires or whatever the fuck you want to call them, you're not going to feel comfortable to be going out and getting up to mischief and whatnot. So what sort of things would you like to get up to? Are they never coming?
Are people never coming back, or is it like?
Well, here's the thing with things like Omega Man and I Am Legend, is that you don't know that there's anybody else. There's a possibility there is. There's a possibility there isn't. Spoilers for both those films. There is. So by the end of it, you will find someone that is in that world. So you're not the last person. So there's maybe I don't know, a couple of thousand people in your country, like, but you don't know that. You think you're the only one, so at first you're going to go a bit stir crazy. So it's that sort of scenario.
The first thing I'm going to do...
That might want to put you off doing anything too embarrassing in case someone does stumble upon you.
That's the point. You don't know that at the point. You hope that there's other people, but you're just sort of like, you know, if you think there are, that you're just sort of presuming because you don't know.
But with my knowledge of like the shit that I'm into and stuff, the first thing I'm gonna do is panic, find somewhere safe to hide, and supplies.
However,
that is the thing you do at first.
Yeah. If I was okay, all right. If I was uneducated in the zombie world and like post-apocalyptic world, maybe we could do it on that sense instead, because I'm sure I'd probably like want to rifle through people's houses that I fucking hate and stuff. Like,
find all their dirty secrets.
Yes, straight away.
Skeletons in the closet.
Yeah. But what's to gain? What's to gain? You can't tell them.
Fucking self-satisfaction.
Gossip about them at work.
Yeah, but I can be happy that I knew that they were a cunt. Ooh, drop the C-bomb.
It's like, you know, you're doing it as much to keep your own sanity, because like I said at first, you don't know that you're not the only person in the world, so you're just like trying to keep yourself sane by like having fun. And
it reminds me of the start of 28 Days Later. You know when he goes crazy and he grabs his sodas, but then he finds loads of money and he obviously pockets loads of money, not knowing that that's actually not gonna be any use to him.
Yeah.
So
who's he gonna trade that with? You know.
Here, Mr. Zombie,
it's basically a ticket saying I own this amount of gold in some fucking vault somewhere that you're never allowed to see.
Yeah.
You know, it's more like a promise or like an IOU or a letter of intent. It's not a fucking actual thing that's actually worth monetary, you know, of monetary value.
But he's not thinking that way. He's just thinking, fucking awesome, like loads of money.
He doesn't know, does he? He's just woke up. So
exactly. So maybe if it was in that sense, then I'd be going rifling through people's houses. Of course I would.
Gold and diamonds, they don't lose their value.
Yeah.
Well, they would do if you could synthetically make gold, but as is in this world, it doesn't.
You'd hit up the jewelry stores, wouldn't you? But
no, I just really like to go out smashing loads of things.
Yeah, that would be well fun.
Smashing stuff. I think that'd amuse me for a whole day.
Going to like a fucking China shop or some crap.
Baseball bat and just smash everything.
Well, there's animals, so why don't you go get a bull and actually put them in a china shop or whatever that's saying.
You go get a bull.
One-man job.
No.
Really?
Like, I've just found out that I'm the last I think I'm the last person on Earth. What am I going to do? Go fucking wrestle a bull just so I can smash up some plates and potentially die and get...
Yeah, why not? But you might be like on that sort of edge where you're thinking you're the last person. You're like, fuck it, you don't really care. You're just going to go have loads of fun.
You're allowed a dog, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think that's customary.
So,
yeah.
I think that's one thing I'd probably do. I'd probably hit up a zoo and just let the animals out just for shits and giggles. Like go to a safari park and let the lions out or something. Or the elephants and shit. That'd be pretty fun.
That might backfire later.
Yeah, but they're going to die. They're going to die in there. They're probably not going to be bothered with you. There's plenty of wildlife for them to go fucking capture and eat, like foxes and rabbits and stuff. So, you know, let them...
Like a friggin' like pride of lions is going to like live off foxes. They're going to run out of food eventually.
Yeah, but there's no safari park super close to me, so they're probably not going to be like in my territory. Or I could just...
what about the Black Panther, Nathan?
Yeah, but I'll be alright. Like, you be in like a... you know, a big vehicle or something, they're not going to bother with you, and you can just, like, if they tried anything, you could shoot them or run them over or whatever, so. But, you know, I think it'd be kind of fun, you know, let the fucking lions out and shit. That'd be cute.
I'd befriend them.
Yeah?
I'd befriend them and train them to be my pets. Fuck a dog.
Ride one round
like a tiger.
Like in Far Cry Primal.
Good luck with that.
I'm the Tiger Whisperer, didn't you know?
You're the human sandwich. You're getting munched down, shoved down fast.
That is possible.
Well, at least at the end of the day, I'm the last person in the world. Like,
it's a good way to go.
I'd quite happily spend a little time at least trying.
Well, it's just as well that no one will be around to see your shame.
To mock you. Right,
yeah,
I've got a little...
love that. A world like you punks.
I've got a little list that I compiled of a few things. So like, what I do is, first thing I do is like you. I would be like dubious that shit was gonna be a problem and kick off. So the first thing I do is go to my nearest military outpost or base. And find stuff, because the power stations are autonomous to a certain degree for a set amount of time. So you might have like a week or two before the power turns itself off and shuts itself down. So I would surf the internet and first thing is get all the information that I thought I couldn't find in like a library or somewhere like that off the internet, and just compile that for as long as I could. And then go to a military base or something and just I'd get loads of fucking dope ass hardware like SA-80s, rocket launchers, grenades, LMGs, just you know, loads of stuff that would scare the shit out of me that I wouldn't know how to use, but it'd be fucking super fun.
That comes back to smashing stuff, blowing stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd definitely go around shooting things and just breaking stuff. You know, you've got to have your fun, ain't you? So.
Oh, I know what I'd do. I'd find a way to get. Bear with me. I'd find a way somehow to get to like fucking America, and then then I'd like go to like what's it called, Area
51. Yeah,
51?
That was one of mine. That was my last thing.
Really?
Is to go to Area 51 and see what all the dirty secrets are. But here's the thing, Area 51's probably a cover for somewhere else. Like, but still,
but
you can go around.
If you're gonna be like
the
last person and you're going to like these bases and stuff and like wherever they are, I'm like, come on, there's gonna be like key cards and like passwords and shit left somewhere. You'd be able
Here's
to, like,
the thing.
check all the databases.
You might think you're the last human on Earth, but that doesn't mean you're the last intelligent life on Earth. What if they've captured an alien?
I'd befriend an alien, not a tiger.
Exactly.
He can be my pet.
You'd be like,
you'd
be his pet or her pet or its pet or whatever the term is.
As long as there's no anal probe, I'm cool with that.
But yeah, you'd be like, well, my planet's not a bother to you. As far as I know, I'm the last person, so you know, there's not going to be any more of me. Let's fucking go and blaze around the universe. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, but I've got really bad motion sickness. Do you reckon like light
but they've got like
counteract that?
They'll put nanobots in you, so it'll fix you or something. You won't need to worry about it.
And then like I'm gonna go off on a massive tangent in a minute. So let's just nip it in the bud.
Yeah. So anyway, so what my thing was is I go to a military base, get fucking loaded for bear, and then I'd go and create a stronghold in like a castle or something, or like a lighthouse where nobody could fucking get to me. So I get loaded up there. I'd make sure I've got water, power, and supplies and whatnot. And then after a while, once I realise there's no major threat, I go on like a world tour and check out all like culturally like important landmarks or cool places that I think are cool. Like I go to the fucking Louvre and like draw a moustache on the Mona Lisa or what the fuck ever. There's no one about who gives a shit. Yeah. So I go do like cool stuff like that. See the sights and whatnot. I wouldn't even need to worry about knowing how to fly or get a fucking boat or anything because I could go through the Channel Tunnel. So I could check out places in Europe and anywhere on that continent. I could go all the way to China and Russia, couldn't you? I think so. I'm not a strong geography's not my strong point, but I'm pretty sure that's all together. So so then also I'd go around all the places I knew of that had all unreleased films and games and stuff, and I'd go check out all the games that I'm looking forward to that I just spoke about earlier and play them and shit. Because like generators, I could just power everything off generators, and there's going to be more than enough fuel in the world for fucking just me, isn't there? Or like however many couple of thousand people there are left. Also, I'd go loot them all, Dawn of the Dead style, just for fucking shits and giggles. Now I've got guns, so I'll probably shoot stuff too, or shoot a rocket launcher in fucking, I don't know, McDonald's or where the fuck ever, and then lastly, my same thing was to go check out Area 51, somewhere like that, because, or go on Google Maps before the internet dies and find out all the like blacked out spots and go check all them out and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, can you remember them things we looked at when like Peru or something like that, and they've got like they're miles and miles long, but they're in the shape of animals. Yeah, that'd be wicked to go investigate them and stuff. That'd be awesome.
It'd be rubbish. You can't fly a helicopter. It just looks like loads of rocks.
That is kind of the problem. You could play a simulator, a plane simulator, but then would you trust? You could probably learn how to fly to a certain degree, but then would you trust your skills that you'd figured out in a fucking simulator by yourself to fly a plane to fucking America or something? I mean, like I said, we could go through the Channel Tunnel, or even the Channel. You could pilot a boat across the Channel. Yeah, I think that's what they call it for a boat, or sail a boat, pilot. Who the fuck knows? But you could get across.
You tell that you're a boat expert.
yeah, I'm a marine expert. But anyway, I could get across the Channel in a boat because it's only like, what is it? A few miles, I think, at the shortest point.
Absolutely, you've got plenty of options.
So I could get to that landmass. That wouldn't be a problem. Like, I wouldn't need to learn how to fly or anything, or sail a boat. So.
What kind of stuff do you reckon you'll do when you start going to that crazy time where, like, you bored shitless, you start talking to yourself, like, you know, telling yourself really, do you know what I mean? Because there's going to be a time when, like, without any conversation and stuff, you're going to start going a bit cuckoo.
Oh, you'll do what he does in, like, you'll do like what he does in I Am Legend. You know, you'll have like a mannequin that you'll like see every, you know,
gotcha, yeah,
or like Castaway. You'll have a Wilson, won't you? Wilson. You know.
Oh yeah.
The ladies possibly have another option.
What?
Which is to raid a sperm bank and create a new master race.
You'd have to,
like Adam and Eve.
Thing is with that though.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be quite incestuous?
Yeah, it'd have to be.
No, not necessarily, because if you got,
well, that's true.
If you found a way to freeze the sperm,
fathers, would you?
You'd have to go to. Here's the thing, though. You'd have to go to that sperm bank within the 2 days, the 2 weeks or whatever it is that the power would stay up. Yeah, you'd have to get all that stuff. Go take loads of generators and keep topping up the fuel so the jizz stayed frozen. So then you could, every like 8 months or 10 months or whatever, you could use a different sperm. So the incest.
Do you know
would be
how long
lessened.
it takes to make a baby, Nathan? Like how long it stays cooking?
It's 8 months.
8 or 10. It's 8 or 10.
No, but I'm saying 10 because you're gonna want a
month to
a rest, couple of months rest.
9 months, Nathan.
Is it? I don't fucking know. You know.
Common knowledge.
I haven't had a baby for a long time because, you know, like one's not come out of my she-ness for quite a while. So.
It's sad to lower the tone, but it's an option. Nevertheless.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether I could. I think I'd be a pussy, and I'd quite happily let the human race die out.
Here's the problem with it. Here's this. Would either of you be fine with giving birth by yourself? Because there's no one there for you. You'd have to deliver your own baby.
That would be tricky. I just said it was an option.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Take one for the team, the human race. But yeah.
You'd effectively be like God as well, which might be quite cool.
Not really. You'd probably be like a Jesus or something in their Bible or whatever.
Oh my God! You could create a whole new generation. You could make your own Bible. You could like create a completely new generation. You are God, and like completely make like a new world and a new Bible, and yeah, make yourself like a little army of Rugrats that are gonna, you know, it'd be wicked. You could put all fucking crazy shit in there.
So your strategy is to make a cult. So when the other few thousand people,
incestuous children.
So when the other few thousand people come across you, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on here?" You're gonna be like some crazy cult like in Fallout.
Get all Lord of the Flies on their ass. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all right.
Go, children.
Yeah, you're gonna be like the children of the atom.
It'll be fine. It'll work.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe this situation has already happened. Maybe Jesus was the last person on Earth, and we all disappeared.
No, because that doesn't work. Because Jesus is like thousands of years after, humans had exist. The modern human had exist for like more than 2,000 years or something before Jesus came around.
What if God was? What if this infamous God? What if he was like actually one day just everyone fucked off and all disappeared? Maybe it's them bastard aliens in Area 51.
It could be. We won't know till we investigate. So, you know. But yeah, anything else anybody else would like to do that particularly tickles their fancy? You know.
I think I'd kind of like act out all my favourite movie scenes and stuff. As weird as it is, like go to all like the places like that they got filmed.
As you start losing your mind.
Oh, go to Hollywood, and like you'd have a fucking whale of a time.
You wouldn't. I think most things would be quite empty, to be honest. Things like that wouldn't be fun for long.
Yeah. How long before you do almost anything you could to start searching the world? You know.
If you had a small posse, it'd be quite bearable, but...
Yeah. I'd take a Polaroid. I'd take a Polaroid camera. So that when I do, like, you know, in the hopes that I do find someone, I can show them what I've been up to.
Your sad little scrapbook.
This is what I did.
This is me drawing a moustache on the Mona Lisa. This is me fucking, you know, setting fire to the Louvre or whatever. This is me fucking in the Colosseum. Blowing the walls up with rocket launchers. I'm sure they're gonna love it.
Giving myself rabbit ears and the pictures and stuff. Like, yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, but it'd be like the pictures from my new Bible.
Yeah, I don't think those people are gonna be so convinced with your whole new society, but yeah.
Cool. I've got the aliens on my side. They'll like brainwash them or something.
That's possible.
I think I'd just be lonely and sad.
No, I think you would be to a degree, but that's the point. Is like you always get up to that point in, you know, like they do, like he does in I Am Legend. Like he doesn't even think about other people for X amount of time, and then someone like he's still doing it because it's part of his ritual, but he's not really expecting anyone to come at that point. But then but where he goes to that aircraft carrier, doesn't he? And he's got that transmission. He goes there every day, doesn't he? That's part of his
routine.
Yeah.
Then he goes and hangs with all his dummy friends.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but he wasn't expecting that girl to arrive, but she did, didn't she? So, you know, so you probably find someone eventually, but it's like the fun you get to have before that point, where you start losing your mind a little bit. That's where the magic. That's where the magic happens. So, you know, but yeah, I think we've covered some cool things. So,
we'd have some fun. I'd proper like fuck your room up just for the.
Oh, that's nice.
The shits and giggles. Like, so, I think, to be honest, that's the first place I'm going.
What, to set fire to the fucking house or whatever? Nice.
Yes. Trash all your shit. Find all like your dirty secrets.
And then what happens is you realise you're not the only person alive, and I'm right behind you, and I'm like, what the fuck? You just burned all my fucking shit.
Oh God, do you know what? I would stay in that fire if it was just you and me and left in the world, Nathan. Swear to God, I'd stay in there.
No, but it wouldn't just be you and me. It'd just be like, I'm the first person that you come across or whatever. Or here's what would happen.
And I'd want the world to end.
On your way back from setting fire to my house, you'd see this car crossing halfway through, and then you'd realise it's me, and then we'd get out of the car and speak to each other, and then we'd realise we'd just set fire to each other's house.
And we're like, was there some soot on your face, Nate?
Oh shit.
Fight to the death.
Yeah, and that's
my God. Godzilla versus Mothra type
could be quite
scene going on.
I was thinking
we
more
could
like
do it in one of them tiny model villages, Nathan.
Well, like in Hot Fuzz. Good shit.
Yeah. See, we'd have a whale of a time. Like if we were the last person.
Well, what they say hell is being trapped with your best friend or whatever. Whereas like being trapped with someone who annoys you is what keeps you entertained. It's like Red Dwarf or whatever, where Holly, the AI computer, sets him with Rimmer, like his arch enemy, purposefully to keep him like engaged and sane, because he can, because they can fucking annoy each other and stuff, and that's like a topic,
guess so.
Thing like, for them to do.
It'd be so much worse, like being with your best friend, because like you'd fucking hate each other. But if we already hate each other,
exactly,
then can't get much worse.
The only way you've got is up, and plus, you can take pleasure out of pissing each other off, can't you? So
I don't know if like that's a worthy risk though, to like become friends with you. Don't know if I'd take that risk.
How dare you?
Take a bull to a china shop, no problem. But yeah.
Well, you'd probably get eaten by the lions I set out. So because you'd be trying to because you'd be trying to tame them, and then you get eaten, and be like, oh well.
Game over.
So then I'd be off to Area 51 or something.
Oh no! Can you kill me after that, at least?
Maybe I'll get the alien to kill you. We'll have a chinwag.
He's my alien. He's my friend.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'll have you know it's a she
suck.
as well. So, you know, or an it.
Maybe it's a shim.
So.
Maybe it's a whole new gender.
It's possible, or no gender at all. Anywho, I think we've covered a lot of stuff there. Let's leave it there as usual. You know, I think we've helped the world and thought of some ingenious things for everyone. But yeah, okay, so we shall leave it there. Wow, that's this week's Recon Cast done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed our shenanigans and tomfoolery. And feel free to join in with our nonsense by posting your ideas for topic 3 in the comments. And as well as a name check, your topic could feature in an upcoming episode. Anywho, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe for more BS of a similar nature. Thank you and goodbye.